I am mad. Have you ever said those words? I am blank. I am depressed. I am anxious. Do you label yourself with emotions? Even, I am joyous. I am happy. Usually, we are experiencing feelings or emotions. We're experiencing them. We are not them. We're not taught to talk like this, but this is the truth. When you're upset, when you're angry, it's really a wonderful practice to start saying, I am experiencing anger, or a part of me is angry. It's a way to separate yourself from the actual emotion because we label ourselves these emotions. I'm mad. No, you are not mad. You're Carla or whoever. You are experiencing anger. You feel angry. The situation is causing a lot of anger in you. It's not making me angry. It's causing anger to really rise up in me. We're not taught to talk like this, but this is a really good practice to even just start reframing the way you experience intense emotions, particularly negative emotions, because that's really what messes us up and puts us down those spirals, so to speak. In this wonderful book, Mind and Emotions, you can get on Amazon. I'll put the link in the stories in one of our highlights here. You can click on the link and purchase that book. It's wonderful for therapists and clients alike. It's a really wonderful book full of great techniques, tools, practices, meditations, journal prompts, stuff like that. So for Tips and Tools Tuesday today, we're going to talk about the technique of diffusion. It's called diffusion. So what is diffusion? Diffusion involves noticing your negative thoughts and detaching from them so they'll be less likely to create or intensify negative feelings. The term diffusion was coined by Steve Hayes, co-founder of acceptance and commitment therapy. It grew out of his study of relational frame theory and is somewhat similar to Aaron Beck's distancing technique. Steve Hayes noticed that emotionally troubled people tend to fuse tightly to their thoughts, being their thoughts rather than having their thoughts. So I am mad. I'm not having mad or angry thoughts. I'm mad. That's not good. It kind of keeps us identified, fused with those feelings, which intensify it. He goes on to say that people form very deep bonds and attachments to their negative thoughts. And by distancing themselves, detaching from the emotional pain that these thoughts can cause is called diffusion. Okay. So why do it? Why participate in these techniques or use these tools of diffusion? It says diffusion helps you take your mind less seriously. I think we take life too seriously. Can you relate? We do. We get caught up in everyday life and we take life too seriously. So diffusion helps us take our minds less seriously. The techniques you'll learn in this chapter, which I'll read one of them, it'll help you stop buying into your negative thoughts so you can carry on with your life despite doubts and fears. Diffusion is a powerful tool for understanding your mind's upside and circumventing the downside. In this chapter, it's chapter 6 called Diffusion. There's so many fun techniques. I'm going to read one of them. This is one of my favorite. I do use this tool. It cracks me up. See if you like it. This diffusion technique is called Thank You Mind. This is a very brief diffusion technique in which you simply thank your mind every time an unpleasant thought pops up. It's a quick way of reminding yourself that it's only a thought, that thinking is what your mind does, and that in a minute your mind will be doing something else. It may take several thank yous to diffuse from a persistent train of thought. Here's an example. Here's examples of thoughts. What I said was lame. Thank you, mind. I'm a loser. Thank you, mind. They're laughing at me. Thank you, mind. I'm anxious. Thank you, mind. I'm dizzy. Thank you, mind. Oh, all right. Never mind. That is such a fun way. And it truly is a tool you can snatch right out of your toolbox when you're feeling emotionally dysregulated, when you feel triggered, when you feel activated, when something's bothering you, and you hear yourself, oh, I'm so mad right now. I am so pissed. Thank you, mind. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I just said that. Thank you, mind. I'm going to be late. Oh my gosh, this is like the 10th time I'm going to be late. I'm going to get in so much trouble. I'm going to get written up. Thank you, mind. All of these things can't be changed. If these things are already happening to us, they can't be changed. We can only change the way we're experiencing the situations that are already in motion. And so by saying, thank you, mind, it's a really fun, easy, simple diffusion technique. So that is called thank you, mind. Any negative thought that pops up, any emotion, sensation that doesn't feel good, if your mind is labeling it, I want you to say, thank you, mind. We've talked a lot about parts work. This is very similar. It's a way to identify, separate yourself instead of being fused with it, which kind of just creates just a stronger, deeper, it's like quicksand. You just keep getting pulled down. But a way to kind of get out of the quicksand, so to speak. Thank you, mind. Notice the thought that feels disturbing, the emotion, the situation, the rumination. Sometimes we can say, well, that's just ignoring the problem. But remember, from our book, was it from here? Last week we talked about how emotional problems or strategies arise. One of them was rumination. It says in that strategy, people use obsessive thoughts to blunt the fear of uncertainty and use judgments in hopes of forcing themselves to do better or feel better. Basically, rumination keeps us focused on what's bothering us. And its net effect is that we will feel more anxious, more angry, and a greater sense of loss and disappointment. Thank you, mind. Anything that is negative, that doesn't feel good, follow it up with thank you, mind. It's a great diffusion technique. I hope you enjoyed that for Tips and Tools Tuesday. As always, if you have any questions, please reach out, and we will see you next time.